it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So I'm here today with this big desk folio flip through. This is a bird lover's folio and it is hardbound inside a book. So it is like the kind of thing that you could lay down on a big table and you can kind of open it up and you can do your bird study or nature study or whatever it is, journaling that you would like to do. It also is a good sturdy book that you could take on a little walk or out into the woods or what have you. So this will be going up in my Etsy shop. It's there. If this video is posted, it will be up there. So let's jump in. So you probably, if you follow my channel, you would have watched my series, hopefully, about using up a big book. So this owl was original to this vintage book. It was from the World of Books, and I did all of this collaging with hand-dyed and vintage papers. All the fabric in this book is my eco-printed fabric. It's all cotton and silk. And on the binding, this is my hand spun yarn that is merino wool and silk. And on the back, we actually have another pocket here. So everything in this book is bird themed, and it's a really large book. Let me just grab the ruler here. So it's 9.5 by 11.5, so it's a large book, and the spine is about 3 inches. So I'll start with the back, which is different than what I usually do, but it's easier. So on the back we have this pocket here, and it says, "The best nest builder," said the weaver bird. Oops. Sorry, that would be my alarm. And then we pull all the stuff out of the back and you see more of that beautiful collage. And inside the back pocket we have this. This is the Days of Christmas, like the vintage, it's from a vintage book, and it's just been basically put together in a flap on like the first day of Christmas all the way through to the very end, which is the 12th day of Christmas. And so that all goes in there. And it's on handmade paper. And then we have this little journal card of hummingbirds from a field guide. And that pops in there too. And you can, you know, obviously add to this, take things out however you would like. So now let's jump into the front of the journal. So when you open it up, we'll see if I can fit this whole thing in frame. It's quite large. Sort of, kind of. We're in frame? Yeah, okay. So on this side, this is the front cover of the journal. So here you will see a pocket, and you pull this out and you've got this wise old owl lived in an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? So this is like a card style piece of ephemera. And you'll see more collaging back here. And then we have this large sort of stationary piece that says, "The blackbird hurried through the forest to find red squirrels." There's some eco-printed fabric here, and it's on packing paper. So that just pops back in the pocket. Then I'm going to try to do this. So this side here, this side, flips up, okay? So here we have this, and then here we have this beautiful bird that also flips up, okay? So there's cabbage dyed paper on the back. Then let's just bring this back up here. I'll take these things out. So we see a little bird there. This is a pocket. It says, "From everywhere, birds were summoned." More fabric. And then inside we have, "The eyes were a lovely golden color, but they didn't seem to belong to anyone." And this is like a collage with a bird, and that just pops in here. Oops, there we go. And then this tag that says, "The journey starts now." So then this comes down, and here we go. This says, "All the birds were gathered together." And this is an owl pocket here. And inside we have a couple pieces of ephemera. So this owl with a real maple leaf that's been sealed down. And then this is a collage tag with birds as well. And those just pop in here. And then this whole flap comes back down. like so. And then we are on to page 1. So I should mention this is a folio. It's going to go 2 ways. So let's start by going that away first. Okay. So this pocket at the bottom is made from cork. There's some eco-printed fabric. It says the song of a bird. There's some little sprigs of little things here that have been stitched in. Then I'll take all the ephemera out and just kind of rebuild the page together to show it to you. So we have this squirrel and this bird, and there's some waxed measuring tape and a lot of texture here, some old book spine, lots of collage. So in the back, we put this large, beautiful journal card that says Barn Owl. And on back, it says following morning. So this tucks up in here. It has eco-printed fabric at the bottom as a little tuck. Then over here, this is about how this bird sleeps. It's a dove. And so that just, I figure, will tuck right in the back here just for a little pop of color. Then in front, we have this from a vintage field guide. It's the topography of a typical bird. And on back, we have the magpie, which is one of my very favorite birds. So that could just tuck in here. And then we have this little library card from like the 90s and early 2000s with an owl, and it says Bright Eyes. It's a little journal card. And then this is Love is in the Air, male sea eagles, and their tradition with females. So it's their love story. So now let's go this way. So this page, we have this beautiful Audubon painting of white-crowned sparrows, and the label is there on the folder. And you open it up, and you've got a vintage bird book label here, and then this little quote that says, "These birds can move, acrobatic flyers, great hoppers." And this has been kind of rusty patina treated. And here we have a couple things, well, a few things going on. So first, we have a pocket. It says from the big forest. And inside the pocket, it's actually a double pocket. We have a couple things. So first is this, with this little bit of book spine here, and that pops in the back. And then we have this collage tag that goes in the front. And then this actually opens up and it tips down. So let me see if I can bring this up here. This is a little tricky. Hold on. Again, I have a tiny desk and this is a big book. So I'm just going to do it from the side. You see there's a pocket here. It's made of cork and it says, "Sew the next morning." So then this is collaged, and then we have this bird collage tag. It says printed matter, and that just pops right back in the pocket. And then that flips back up again. And I'll show you the layers of the page, don't worry. Then this side, we've got the green woodpecker. This is from a vintage field guide. We have a tab up here, lots of vintage book, and I've got these little bits of washi tape from a beehive kind of print. And this is the Observer's Book of Birds. This is the title from the original vintage book, and this is coffee-dyed paper. And then over here, it says sketches from an old book. Lots of writing space on all these surfaces. And this says partridge in her hand. And then we have this lovely bird with a bird on its back down here. And there's a tab. So the tab indicates something's going to happen, right? So this flips up. And let me pull the book down. So we have this pocket on the back here. It says Gift of the Silver Night. We have this hawk, and these are silk orchid petals. And then in the pocket we have this tag, and it says "was just in sight," and it has some birch bark and such. Everything is very collaged in this book. So lots of birds and lots of collage, and the yarn in here is all hand spun. So if I just move back up and we leave the flap up for a moment, you'll see there's a vintage bird image here and a Wanderer in the Sky label that I've made, and just more writing space. So if we put this back down, And then we flip this back over and flip this down. There's actually another layer behind. So this is actually a pocket as well. So we've got bird recognition. We've got more birds here. And then inside is this large journal card of the Gryphalcon, or in the white phase. Not sure if the camera's picking it up, but I did paint this with some lovely sparkly paint. So these birds sparkle. This is eco-printed paper and old book spine, and this has all been inked. And it just tucks back here. This goes up and this goes over. So now we are on this page. So the nice thing is the folders that I made this from, they had these paper, you know, stabby thingies, like a duotang kind of, and so it holds paper, which is really nice, and you can switch it out. And I just added on the front one this little label that says rushes and water lilies. So I've put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of handmade natural paper here in this beautiful brown with plant materials in it. But then you flip the paper up, and underneath the collage continues, and we have this pocket that says the birds look on from snowy twigs, and it has these chickadees. We have a little gold leaf here, and then inside the pocket are a couple things. So this is a journal card. It says very special and unusual ways. It has lots going on collage wise, so that pops in there. And then we have another collage tag that says more gentle, and that just pops in there. Oops, actually I think that one goes, yeah, that one goes in back. There we go. Okay. And then this is some hand-dyed fabric that's what binds the sides together of the folio. So now let's move over here to this page, and this is the Blue Jay page on some hand-dyed, avocado-dyed paper. So this was fun because the back side is cabbage dyed paper and the front side is avocado dyed, and then I took these little these little cutlets of the edges of the page, and I kind of held them together and then zigzag stitched over them on my sewing machine to make this little handhold for this flap. So I've added the Blue Jay label down here, and I've added a lot of the labels for the birds' names throughout because I do think of this kind of like an ornithology study kind of folio. So then you open up the flap, and over here we have the summer tanager, and it says small woodland birds, and we've got that torn out there. So I did like red on blue, then blue on red. So then over here under the flap we have this owl, and this is on a piece of real birch bark from our land where we had to cut down some trees, and this is a flammulated owl, and so that's the owl, that's the label, and then this is a pocket. So back here you'll see a little, this is like a little cigarette card of a scarlet tanager and lots of collaging. And then inside we have this large journaling card. It's of the lesser yellow legs, has a tab on it, and the back has been dyed. So that goes in there. And then this is just a cute little journal card. It says to live in this tree, and it's an illustration with some vintage tatting of birds. So that's that page. Then we pop over here, and so this is a pocket. You see that bird there? It's a very well disguised bird. Then we have this is the corvids. This opens up for journal space, and the mynas on the back. And back here we have this beautiful Glenn Lotes illustration of birds. So that just tucks in here. And then this flips down, and we have another one of these duotang holding kind of metal things, and we have more handmade paper of a different type, and this little cigarette card of an indigo bunting. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, again, and these are like nice, they're kind of corrugated papers that are sort of lacy, like they're really nice. So then underneath we have more collaging, a little cigarette card of a white-crowned sparrow, and then this pocket of this bird illustration. In the pocket we have kind of a couple pieces that go together of hummingbirds. So this says twittering of the birds, and this says the fairy had heard the storyteller after all. And then those just pop in here together into this little tuck spot. Then we got to move the book back up because we have this flip down. So let's just move this direction. Actually, you know what? Let me go this way because then I can show it to you kind of in full. So see this? This is actually a flip down that's a huge pocket, and it has this beautiful thistle and this canary. So when you open it, inside we've got this beautiful image of the roseate spoonbill, and this is some pink tatting on top, coffee dyed paper on back. And so that just goes right in this pocket. The pink you see here is avocado dyed parchment. So then that flips back up and we're back. Okay, so then we turn this page, and so this is the last page on this side of the folio that's in the book. So this is a vintage bird cage image with a bunch of beautiful birds torn out from a field guide. This flips up, and on back we have this pocket of all of the wood warblers without wing bars, the spring males, and this is a pocket for this tag that says "like magic," and it is black walnut dyed paper on both sides with collaging on top. Then with this open, we have this large pocket with this beautiful duck, and inside a couple things. So you see more collage back here. This is my eco-printed rusty cog dyed paper, and then this is a little bird here. So this is a very large like journal card with some cork and book spine over here, and on back some inked up coffee dyed paper, and then this little this is a wing of an owl, and then some brown paper on back. So just a couple journal cards to pop in here. Then, oops, hold on a minute. Here we go. Right in there. Then I gotta pull it down to get the flat back. Okay, and then I'll show you this end of the book before we go back. So this is the vermilion flycatcher. This is very old, like 1900 book page, and some book spine and stuff on the tab here, and then this is the vermilion flycatcher. So this is a tab that opens. Let me just move over. So it's like it has a tuck spot on back with a bird. Actually, I gotta move a little up so you can see. There we go. And then in here we have this. It says "in the maple tree," and this is a journal card, and more writing space here. So that just tucks in there. So then we move back here. So these are these beautiful blue jays, and it's a large pocket on this collage, and this is a large journaling space with the snowy egret, and that just goes up in here, and that flaps over. Then this whole thing is actually a flip up. So let me show you the top first. So the top of the flip up has this pocket with these Audubon bird images, and then in back we have this collage, and then this is actually an Audubon image of an ivory-billed woodpecker, and that goes in here. Then we go back to the actual main page, and we have this pocket made with this mallards image. This is also from an Audubon bird book. And then we have more of the wood warblers with the wing bars this time. And then these are both journal cards that were pulled from vintage field guides. So we have some gulls here and some doves here. And those just both pop inside here. And then we will just move back down, get the flap again, pop it down. Then we will go all the way to the beginning of the book again, because we have to go to the other side of this pull-out folio. So the nice thing with this is, see, you can decide like how much you want to spread this out. Do you want to work on one page? Do you want to work on several pages? So it's kind of fun. So we're back at the front page. Let me just try to show this to you so it's sensible. I know sometimes when you have books that have so many flips and flops, it's hard to tell where you are. So we're at the front page. We had gone this way last time. Now we're going to go this way. So we have a 2-page spread right here. And I will start with maybe the furthest page out on this side right here. So here we have this large pocket. It says the Magpie, and inside a couple of things. So more collaging it back, and then this is this large journal card with this cutie pie and the leaves, and it has like a shoelace style lace at the top. It's very cute. Then this is actually a fabric sort of quilted postcard with this little robin redbreast illustration, and that pops in here. And then you'll see here this avocado dyed paper. This is actually a flap that goes right on top of that. So here we have this robin illustration. We've got some birds up here. This is a pocket that has this bird inside and a journal card. Then this opens back up. We have a little pocket here, and it's got these little finch type birds, and it says, "When cloudy was the weather." Then over here you'll see some more birds that are stitched around on avocado dyed paper. And this is bird watching and bird study, and it's a journal card with more birds on the back. And this is basically the front page of a vintage bird guide. So this can sit open this way, or it can flip over this way. Doesn't matter. When you close the book, it doesn't matter how it sits. Then the final page is this one. So this is kind of like the most kind of deepest buried page. And this has a belly band here that has the topography of a bird and the parts of the wing. So you pull these out, and we have two pieces of ephemera. This is kind of a fun bird collage. And then this says, "The magic goes with the moonlight," and has this beautiful owl. And then back here we have this pocket of the unstreaked breasted birds. And then an illustrated image of an owl that's been collaged. And you'll see back here some of my eco-printed paper with a leaf, natural paper, really fun paper collage I got to do with this journal, this folio. So that, I believe, is the full book. I totally thought that building a folio, because it had less pages, would be, less work. Not the case. It's actually a lot of work, but I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, so much so I think I only did one video of myself making it, and the rest of it was truly just time that I spent just enjoying making this nice big book. So I do see myself making more of these. So this one will be going up in the shop today, and it is January 8th. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I would love it if you did. I do lots of journal flip throughs and videos like this on my creative process. And if you're interested in seeing more about folio construction or whatnot, let me know. So thanks again, and I hope you have a great day. You can find all my information down below in the description box, including my Etsy shop where I do sell all of my work. So have a great day. Bye for now.